Hi, everybody. Hi, Phineas. How are
Hey,
you?
Santa. I'm doing well. How are you today?
Well, I've got my snazzy hat. I thought I would try and keep up with your hat game because what do you
Well,
think?
it's also summer too, despite the fireplace, it is summer, so it's a little warmer at the North Pole. So,
It's a cool fire. It's not
yeah,
super hot.
no, exactly. But you're looking very dapper though, Santa. So yeah.
Well, thank you. This is where I can go out and be incognito. What do you think? Will I be recognized?
Uh I don't know.
Driving the car?
You
Hi,
know,
everybody. No,
if you wore like a seersucker suit or something like that, maybe, yeah.
I did see a really nice cravat. And if our listeners don't know what a cravat is, it's
It's
how would
like
I
halfway between a tie and a handkerchief.
poofy. Like,
Poofy.
I think poofy.
Yep.
So I found a red cravat.
And if you were a fan of the Scooby Doo cartoons, that's what Fred wears around his neck, so
Yes.
mhm.
I would probably garner to think a lot of our listeners and watchers remember Scooby-Doo and remember Fred and, but the cravat is a little bit bigger. It's almost like a big bow, but
Yeah.
it's a lovely look. I'm trying to figure out a summer Santa outfit to go do some summer Santa appearances. So just to do some photo things. So, but more to come on that. We're getting derailed. But hi everybody. Well, if you've listened every time and watched, you this is the 19th time, and we want to say thank you.
We are so grateful for your
Mhm.
viewership and listenership. It's amazing that you stuck with us, and we're grateful for you.
Yeah, this is just two guys and happen to be a elf and a jolly old soul, and we're just talking about, as our friends say, talking a little shop. And that kind of leads into our conversation today, which is about props. Phineas, do you take a prop with you to when you do with your Santa magic?
I do, bring some, I don't like calling them props, I like calling them discussion starters,
Yeah.
but they would be classified as props definitely, and I've got a number of them that I bring. Especially if I'm going to be doing large events, or if I know I'm going to be doing events where I know I'm going to have reluctant visitors or visitors who may be on the spectrum or developmentally disabled, because they do act as a good gateway to bring people in and make them feel comfortable. And they're fun to start storytelling with, and they give you something to tangible about the story you're telling rather than just, everything being out in the air and hypothetical. So,
Yeah. I have used recently started incorporating story in items into my repertoire. I didn't know repertoire today. Use it in a sentence. My repertoire is quite full. It's robust. I love using big words in a sentence when I learn a new word today, repertoire. Um, and it's a lot of fun because when you say Christmas to adults, they probably think shopping, wrapping paper, hustle bustle. When you say Christmas to a child, it's a whole different thing. There's a lot of symbolism and meaning, and a lot of that comes from stories and
yes.
telling a story. So why don't you share some of your favorite story starters? I know I got to sneak peek everybody. It's awesome, by the way. If you're not watching this, you got to watch it on YouTube to see this. It's pretty cool. And I have one too, but go
Yeah.
for it. Yes.
So, I am lucky enough that I get to work with magicians and balloon artists and jugglers and all sorts of different talents, and I get to see the toys, the cool stuff that they get to play with. And I was at a convention a few years ago and I found um these amazing, and these are juggling balls, And everybody goes, "Oh, whoopee, they're juggling balls," but these are special juggling balls in that, um, these are, they've got LED lights inside them, and they're programmable, so you can program different light displays. So I always bring out, have you ever heard of the aurora borealis? Have you ever heard of the northern lights?
I
Have
flew
you?
over them one time, well, many times, but
Oh,
yes, I'm very familiar with them. They're quite magical and beautiful, and the colors.
mhm.
Oh.
So you've seen the northern lights. But
Mhm.
a lot of children haven't because, they're too far south or they live in big cities and they're not exposed to the northern lights and, they're not able to see them. So I comment that, I am lucky enough that I was able to capture some of the northern lights and I put them in a snowball. And so what you have here is you've got a snowball that will slowly change color, like the northern lights. So you can see it's whitish, it's kind of bluish, it doesn't
Yeah,
show up now,
beautiful.
but you can see the reflection. And then I also say, everybody goes, "How do you keep warm when you're out at the North Pole and you're working with the reindeer?" And I said, "Well, once again, I've got the magic snowball that I am able to bring some fire with me, and you can see how it flickers like fire in my hands there and the reflection from my hands. So to those who are listening on our podcast, I am holding a glowing white light that is flickering very much like a fireplace or a candle, and
Yeah.
so I'm able to say that this will help keep me warm, and it glows enough, and it glows enough during the day, let alone at nighttime, and it just provides just this sense of magic that everybody likes, and brings lots of joy. So again, this is a prop that jugglers use because it's juggling balls. There's actually three of them.
Uh-huh.
They're charged by USB, um, but lots of opportunity to play with light and the sense of magic, and it's not a static prop. I can hand it to a child, and as long as I keep the charging base on the bottom or cover it up, the child can hold it in their hand, or they can see it in my hand, and it will slowly change color to blue, to purple, to green, like the northern lights, and just gives a sense of magic to the situation. And then when you're said and done, you press the button, hold it down for a few seconds, and it turns off, and you can put it back away. But several hours worth of charge on these when you've got them charged up, and lots of opportunity for storytelling, and also a chance to even bring in someone who might be kind of reluctant to come through and visit with you. So all this opportunity to create a magical moment that can create discussion. But as I said, lots of opportunity.
It's lovely, and it's nice because when you're performing with some storytelling props, it it the object can seem ordinary, and a lot of the tricks is that it reveals something magical,
Yes.
and the audience participates emotionally because when you say, "How do I keep warm, boys and girls?" And I think when you show that glowing ball in your hand, and even the reveal does
Hmm.
something during the story,
Yeah.
it creates that wonder.
Because it's something that doesn't look like much, but as soon as you reveal it and it's glowing,
Yeah,
uh, it just sort of creates this sense of this sense of wonder. And as I said, they can see it flickering, and it's just this really simple thing that has a huge impact
yeah.
and doesn't take up a lot of space. You can fit it in a regular pants pocket if you have pants pockets, or it just slides into the bottom of my bag and I can feel for it.
I love it because it doesn't require a lot of explanation, and the flicker does all the work. It just is just as that. Um,
But it's not something static. Once again, it's something that can generate a conversation, can generate the story, can move the story forward, and then the children, if you give them a chance to hold it, and usually I'm doing it outside and it's in their gloved hand, so I said, "Oh, you can't feel it through the gloves, but it's just warm enough to keep you warm on the cold winter night," and stuff like that. So
Ugh,
it's very interactive, very simple, and then you can put it away and move along.
that was
I
something that was something I thought of too when you said interactive. I think that's the part that's the key, is that the child has to say something, has to say, "Is it hot? Oh, no. You have your gloves on, don't you?" And that's the part that I think is wonderful with what you've chosen, is that I can wake it. "Would you like me to wake the borealis up? It's sleeping right now."
Yeah.
And I think too, even asking them a question, and then that wonder, and you can feel it with as a performer when you've been around a lot of children, when you have their interest,
Mhm.
right?
Yep.
So
And it's not a static thing, it's an object, and it's not, "Hey, let's look at this cool thing and then put it away." It it
yeah,
it's something that you can generate a conversation, and if you get the right crowd, I can do 10 minutes worth of stuff with this just by, saying that, passing it around, and
yeah.
this is the one that keeps me warm at night, and the aurora borealis is another one, and we can talk about the colors in the aurora and other things about the northern lights and how beautiful they are at the North Pole, but it's nice that I'm able to bring them with me and share them with everybody.
You're sharing that it's real, that the North
Yeah.
Pole is real and the magic is there. Oh,
And and they can see the lights changing color and the lights flickering, and so that gives them a rough idea of what it's like. So yeah, it's great. And usually it's like, "Oh, come check this out! Come check this out! Check the northern lights in his hand. He's holding the northern lights in his hand." And just a great conversation starter. So,
I think too, even just walking around and you have it in your hand and the children see the flickering, especially if it's at night or a darker event. Oh, that would be magic. We'll have to look into that.
similar
Well,
to that, I carry, my fairy bottle, and, this is a small bottle that fits, it's got a belt loop that I carry on my belt, and it's lights up. You can see it during, the winter, or during the night. You can see it during the day. And again, you know, this is just a static, "Oh, look at this cool thing." But when you combine it with the thumb tip that lights up and just sort of say, everybody asks, "What's that?" "Well, it's my fairy light bottle. It's where I put fairies so I can help capture the magic and use the fairy dust to make sure that we've got all sorts of magic in the North Pole. As a matter of fact, here's a there's a fairy," and then I can put it in the bottle. And again, it's an item, it's something cool and different, but at the same time, it's, not something static that's just like, "Hey, look at this cool thing." It's something that can start an interaction and create a series of interactions. Um, there's green lights, there's red lights, there's yellow lights, there's blue lights, and I happen to have thumb tips that are all the different colors. I've got a green, yellow, white, red, and blue thumb tip, and I can pull, a fairy light of each different color and put it in there to make sure that we got lots of fairy magic for the North Pole. So,
ooh. Well, if you're not watching on YouTube, you have to, I know we have a lot of listeners,
yeah.
Phineas,
Yep.
which is the most popular way to digest our podcast. But if you get a chance to come onto YouTube and see what we're showing you, it's pretty magical. I'm going to show you what my storyteller. So I came across this through one of the chat groups that I'm in, and I thought it was really great. It wasn't this one specifically, but I found this at Hobby Lobby, and it's a snow globe. And I think too, even with the storytelling, you don't want to say, "Oh, it's a snow globe." You want to say, "This is a snow globe. This was this was taken care of by Winterberry. Winterberry works in the memory department. this keeps all the memories. But you know what? Is it okay if I wake them, the memories? And then there's a little switch on the bottom, and then it slowly starts to turn. Oh my gosh, look at them. They're all waking up. And I tell the boys and girls, you see those little flakes? Those are memories. Sometimes the memories are very small, and this helps keep them alive. You see that one right there? You know, that one was the first time that my friend Joanne decorated a cookie on her first Christmas. And, oh, and there's the one the dog got that favorite toy. And this is it's really beautiful to begin with, but um it just swirls and you can talk about this. I can talk about this for 10 minutes and a lot of improv as you do with the globe with the two globes is just there's that one, oh, there's that memory there. I forgot about that one. You know what? This helps me remember. Now, do you have a Christmas wish? And then we talk about what their Christmas wishes are. So the conversation's interactive. And I've done this in groups of 10 or 12 people at a cookie thing that I do. And the switch is on the bottom. And you just can kind of have your hand over it. And then you can ask them to touch the globe to wake it up and get the memories spinning. So it's a lot of fun. Um, I often end my interaction with asking them to think of their wish and touch the globe. And I walk around to each child and they touch it. And the parents, of course, are like, oh my gosh. But something very simple. I don't know if it comes across if you can see it, but there's a kind of a big snowflake in the center. Um, the snow globes are wonderful because they're a great object, and this one has a spinning, but you can shake it if you have something that don't have this one specifically that lights up, it turns on. You can have one that just shakes and tell a story about waking up the wishes.
Yep. A
Eh, Go
and
ahead.
when you walk around with it and tell the children to touch it and put their favorite memory in it or think of their favorite memory, that's when you let the parents know that this is the Kodak moment, and this is the time to get your cameras out because you will create a beautiful photographic moment for everybody.
Sometimes I'll say, you know what, can I tell you a secret? Tonight, I have room for more memories. And it's just, you can do different things and you can say, however, but I can tell you watching the wonder, um, as something very simple as a snow globe that was $20 and it's a great story starter to kind of have conversations with children on their level because children want to wonder and imagine. Yeah. Is there a uh is there I know I think I see somebody behind you.
Oh,
I wasn't sure if it's okay if you can wake him up. We I just this is something you guys maybe want to watch YouTube because he doesn't come out very much and but we can wake him up. I saw him 2 years ago. 2 years ago? Yes, 2 years ago. Hi there. Oh, I know I woke were you sleeping? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, everybody who's listening, Baby Yeti just woke up, and Baby Yeti is a little is well, are you do you want some are you want a cookie? Are you hungry? Yeah, no, not hungry? Okay. No, but it's it's captivating, Phineas, to see Baby Yeti. He looks awesome. I see his tooth is coming in really
his
well.
tooth is coming in. He's getting a visit from the tooth fairy before too long. Make sure it's coming in okay, and
Yeah.
get a toothbrush so we can make sure that we're taking care of it. So
Hi. Oh my gosh, look at that. It looks so sharp. Hi there. And look and so I oh, thank you. All of our listeners, he's blowing kisses. Wow. Well, thank you. I have a friend too. Can I he doesn't have a name yet, but we're still working it out. I'm going to show you. Let's see here. We're going to have some time with some very dear friends of ours and
mhm.
we're gonna have a puppet day, and we're gonna meet. Everybody's gonna meet all the new people in our lives.
Hello, snowman.
What? Yes, that's Phineas. He's a friend.
Yep, I'm a friend.
Um, what? He does smell like a cookie. I know, even from all the way over here, doesn't he? Yeah, yeah. So we're working out some names for this one. Our listeners, this is a snowman, and he has quite a pronounced nose. But these are some things you can come up with. An, an, you do have a corn. You have a nose. I mean, you do. It's right here. Uh, and that's Baby Yeti. Oh my gosh. I don't know. Can he? Yeah. Oh, yeah. He sees you. Don't worry. Uh huh. Yeah. I know. So you're gonna go lay down now? Yeah. Okay. Just 1 minute. I'm gonna put him down to sleep for a minute. But it's little things that get the children wonder and have them just dream and have an amazing experience. And um, often we think about having things being literal, and they have to
Mhm,
find the wonder of something like a key. What would a key do? A key would unlock.
mhm,
Does a key unlock magic? Hmm. Possibly. It's the key to all the houses.
mhm. I say it's the key for the houses that don't have chimneys.
Yes, that's
Um,
the magic.
yep. I have a key that I use to tell if everybody in the room is naughty or nice because if I hold the key in my hand, in the flat of my hand, if everybody's on the nice list, it will turn over because it will automatically unlock any lock that needs to be opened when we're doing our deliveries if everybody in that house is on the nice list.
Awesome.
Understand. So there's lots of things, and that is a standard magic prop that you can purchase anywhere. So uh,
I um I got when I was up in Santa Summit, I got some bells, some loose bells. So I've been working out some ideas for this is the bell that was on Rudolph's bridle.
mhm.
It's on the very first night we went out together. And it's a very small bell and it looks really old. So it kind of fits the story, you know. And this is the bell that he had on. And would you like to hold it? And a lot of that is just the tactile, like you talked about the little globes and even Baby Yeti, and maybe they want to come up and pet Baby Yeti or touch his tooth that's coming in. The tooth fairy is going to visit him on this. It becomes like this experience, and children, when you kind of solidify, you're just not talking at them, you're talking to them, and you're inviting them.
You're inviting them to interact, and with the puppets like the Baby Yeti or the Snow Person, if you get someone who's a bit apprehensive about coming up to visit with you, particularly if you're the man in the red suit, because they see him on TV and in cards and in books, and he's pretty small, but in real life, he's a big real man with a big real beard and everything. And I have found that when we're working with apprehensive or shy children, that having something smaller than them to interact with initially can bring them closer to you because they will interact with the puppet. I've got a baby polar bear puppet that I use for hospital work, and it's very quiet and very shy, and it'll hide behind my arm and poke its head out and hide back in, and I'm able to get the child to, you know, interact with the polar bear because, "Come on out, you're safe, we're good to go," and then because the child is trying to convince that the polar bear is safe, and then the child will begin to believe that they're safe and they are with, magical beings who love them too, so it's a way of bringing them in closer.
A baby polar bear.
Mhm.
I bet that does he have a name?
Sometimes he does, sometimes, he is Bjorn.
Ah,
Bjorn has grown up bigger because, Bjorn is actually Swedish for bear, so, I jokingly if it's someone who understands, I can say it's Bjorn the bear. But the baby polar bear is, sometimes it's so new that, mommy needed, the mom needed some time alone, so I just carry him with me just to make sure that mom's got some quiet time and that he's still well taken care of.
That's lovely. So Phineas and I were talking because we're really passionate about kind of doing something different than everybody else. And I think this kind of leads into the conversations why we talk about this on the podcast is you got to have something like just with social media, AI, storytelling and storytelling props and storytelling items. Think of something that you can be different and set yourself apart from everybody else. I know Phineas, you're very interactive. You've always been very, even back in the day when you were wearing different makeup,
Mhm.
but you were very interactive.
Yep,
So you invited people in. A lot of times it was non-verbally.
yep, that's the thing is that, when I see something that I'm gonna turn into a prop, it's usually, "That's really cool." Um, but "That's really cool" does not mean I'm going to buy it. It's, "That's really cool. Here's how I can use it, and here's a story that I can start with it." And then if I can get more than one story out of it or more than one conversation out of it,
Yeah,
that's even better because I don't like things that only have one purpose,
yeah,
because I like to carry everything on me, and I am able to carry everything on me. So that's really cool. It's a neat looking prop is a good start, but that's all it is. It's like if I can't figure out a story to tell with it, or how it will fit into Phineas's presentation, or how it will fit into working with Santa, it 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 yeah, I'm not gonna use it. I'm not gonna buy it. I'm not gonna worry about it.
yeah. There's a lot of places that are selling really cool stuff.
Mhm.
Uh, and both of us shop at some of these places and find things really kind of one of a kind, unique and different. So 5 things we're gonna have a second part of this episode. We're gonna create a story around a different prop. On a next episode, we're both gonna come up with something and we're gonna work it out. We're gonna spitball, we're gonna brainstorm. But we're gonna do something on our next show.
Mhm.
Um, remember 5 parts: show the object, reveal the secret, add emotional meaning, create the interaction, and end with wonder. We did all those things just very simply with even the light flickering in it. And if you think about how magical that'll look in your hands, or if you're asking a child to touch a spinning light and wake up these, and just that part of it, you've got their attention. And all you have to do is add a little bit of wonder and ask them to interact. That one right there. Oh, look at that. This is so warm too. All these memories are waking up. And it looks beautiful because it is. It's a beautiful object. Didn't cost a lot. How much were your juggling balls? You remember?
The juggling balls were expensive for my taste. They were, for 3 of them, including the charger and everything you need, were about $55. But I've got 2 stories that will fit in a shoulder bag
Yeah,
and a backup in case one of these goes down.
that's
And
55 isn't bad for the amount of you're going to get so much mileage of it out of it over the years, and even redoing it saying, you know, I forgot I left on the fire. It's in my pocket, and I gotta get this fire because I think the fire is in my
a
pocket. And
little
then
hot. Yeah.
you pull it out, and children are like, "Oh,"
Yep.
and the adults, this is a chain reaction, and it's usually the moms, the millennial moms, when the children are like, and then the moms, everybody's just like, and it just makes this moment and memory, right? That's where
Because you created the visual moment for them, you've created the memory for them, you've created an interaction and provided the interaction with meaning and magic.
yeah,
And just being able to do that is makes the job worthwhile.
I love it. Love it. This is awesome. This was a great episode. Thank you again, Phineas. This was this was wonderful. And
Thank
we
you.
appreciate it's such a good idea. And then so next episode we'll talk about uh we'll both figure out a prop and we'll come up with stories and utilize the technology to come up with something in a story
Yep.
and show you how easy it is to do
Mhm.
something fun. Yeah. I love it. Well, you have an awesome week, sir. Thank you again. It's magical to see you. And thanks for the hat recommendation because I think I'm trying to be like you, but I was gonna wear a striped shirt today, by the way, too. We'll have to do that one time. But well,
I just came in from the pool, so this is my cover up for swimming, so
oh, wonderful. Well,
yep.
thank you again. Have a
Thank you,
wonderful day.
Santa. Have a good day, and I'd like to thank all of our viewers and listeners. Once again, find us on YouTube at Fireside Chat with Santa and Phineas. You can find us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and we are on Instagram at fireside.chat, and we're also on Facebook at Fireside Chat with Santa and Phineas. So come
Yeah,
join us, interact with us, let us know what you like, let us know what you'd like to see from us, and we'll take your recommendations. And we answered your questions last week, so
the feedback was good on that too, by the way. Yeah, people,
excellent.
yeah.
Yay!
Well, have a magical week, sir. We'll see you next week, okay?
See you next week, Santa. See everybody next week, and have a good weekend.
Bye.